Jan volunteers for the Big Sauble Lighthouse in Ludington, Michigan. She is one of an estimated 64 million Americans who volunteer their time for a total of more than 8 billion hours.
I grew up in western Michigan, near Grand Rapids, and as a child camped at Ludington State Park and walked to the lighthouse. And brought my children to camp, brought my grandchildren to camp. And when I found out there was a volunteer organization restoring the lighthouse, my daughter and I joined the organization.
This lighthouse was built in 1867, which, if you think about it, is an unusual situation because it was right after the Civil War. And to think that they had the interest to actually put a lighthouse out in the middle of nowhere, which is what this was, after the Civil War, was kind of amazing because it was a federal funded thing.
And why do you think restoring the lighthouse is important?
Because of the history of the lighthouses in Michigan. Michigan's the only state that has so many lighthouses. And it's part of our heritage. It's very important.
Well, I've had trains in my blood since I was about 3 years old. Once you get it in your blood, you can't get it out. And this is basically a labor of love. It's something you do for people that are retired maybe or just have spare time.
This is our radiator cap. We lost the real one, and so I made one out of like a tuna fish can with some bolts and nuts. You know, where do you find a radiator cap for a 1949 engine? A lot of maintenance, a lot of repair work that needs to be done. It just fills, I guess, some need in my life at this point. The main 2-foot narrow gauge railroads, they were unique. These small little railroads to connect the standard gauge railroad network with smaller rural communities. This stuff is unique. It doesn't exist anywhere else. Oh, we couldn't survive without volunteers. We've got 3 paid staff, and they're primarily administrative fundraising people. All the operations, all the track work, all the maintenance, all the archiving, all the cataloging, all the exhibits, it's all done by volunteers. So they're crucial. We're crucial. I think people can't make good decisions about the future unless they know how we got to today. And these railroads and trains are how we got to today.
And I think that having things like this is great for kids to understand that the way they live is not the way everyone has lived for all time, and to give them a really physical understanding
Most
of
definitely
what took place in the past.